stop worrying about supplements. Instead of asking what you can buy, ask what you can do.
I love that.
What,
It's like so
right?
short, sweet, but it's exactly
I mean, how many
spot on.
people are in your DMs? What kind of supplement should I use for this? What are you walking? Like, what are you strength training? What does that look like?
Hello, gorgeous friend. Happy Go Fuck Yourself Friday if you're listening to this timely. And if you're very familiar with that saying, then you're going to be very familiar and excited to listen to this next guest because Beth Feraco from Beth Feraco Fitness was on my radar for a long time to interview because she is just the realest bitch you will ever meet. She gives literally, if you look in the dictionary of zero fucks, I assure you her picture will be next to it. And mine will probably be there as well. But she definitely is someone that I admire, someone that I look up to in terms of the health and fitness space. And it has largely to do with the fact that she gets on and she is very transparent. She's real. She does not mince words, and she will tell you things exactly like you would want your bestie to tell you with the most love. And she's also an East Coast baddie, and I love my East Coast baddies. So I feel like a lot of you probably already follow her, but if you don't, we're going to link everything up in the show notes so you can go find her. Like I've been saying, I ain't got anything fitnessy to sell you anymore. So if I'm going to send you anywhere, it's going to be to this woman because she gets it. She understands just fitness, health, nutrition, mindset, habits. She has a well-oiled machine like you're going to hear about in terms of her fitness business in this episode today. But again, she isn't going to be selling you any fluff, anything that's not going to serve you. She's going to guide you down the path that is going to set you up for success in the long haul. So we talked about a lot of things. We talked about her sobriety, her massive lifestyle change that helped her lose a significant amount of weight and get into a healthier space. We talked about HRT. We talked about hormones and menopause, and she didn't mince words. So I'm not going to give it all away too much right now because I think you really just need to dive in and sit next to us and just have this great chat. So I'm going to let you into the episode, and when you're done listening, please make sure to go over to Instagram, send me a DM, let me know what you thought. Make sure to go send her a DM, let her know what you thought of the episode, go follow her and enjoy the episode.
I guess where I quit drinking, which will be 11 years, August 21st coming
That's
up.
awesome.
And that's kind
Yeah.
of where this all started happening. I mean, I actually, long story short, went to college to try. I was going to major in nutrition, right? I left college, moved to San Diego, became the California girl, etc. So started drinking, whatever. So that didn't follow suit, but I decided to quit drinking after a lot of years of drinking. It got progressively worse to the point where I guess my rock bottom would be on my anniversary a few days before I quit drinking. I was at a family gathering cookout type deal, and I drank probably close to a bottle of wine or more. I don't even remember. And I drove home with my son and my stepdaughter, and we made it. Nothing happened, but I don't remember it. I blacked out. I puked. It was my anniversary. My husband was very upset with me. I mean, obviously. And I just knew that if I was to drink anymore, I would kill someone or I would die or I'd be in jail prison for the rest of my life. And it was such a fear of mine. I was like, I can't believe I did that. And it's also, I tried to quit drinking a million times. At that point, I was an alcoholic. I knew that because I would, do crazy diets that were no drinking for 30 days. What was it? Whole30 that you don't drink for 30 days, anything that.
Or dry January.
Yeah, anything. But then I would go back to it and it would be worse. And then I would start drinking in the morning and stuff. And I was like, you start to go, okay, this is not good, but who wants to admit they're an alcoholic? To me, I'm like, that is the worst thing I have to do right now, but it's the only choice I have. There wasn't really online anything then, 11 years ago. So there was an AA meeting down the street from where I actually lived. And I decided to walk in one day, August 21st, 7 a.m., and went every day for a year. That's kind of how this all started. I met a girl who was also sober, who was doing some boot camp stuff outside. She got me into running. So I started doing races, started doing 5Ks, half marathons, trail races, you name it. I was throwing myself in it, and a little bit too much because I got injured. It was one of those things that I was like, oh, I'm not drinking, so I'm just going to run everything that I can. So that backfired. But she got a job somewhere else. I ended up actually going to the gym that opened up in town near the AA meeting. And I started going there at 6 a.m. And then I would go to my AA meeting at 7. So I had my workout and my meeting done because my husband, he had a business and the kids needed someone to watch them. So I was like, if I'm not going to do this before, I'm not going to do it at all. So that's another
Right.
lesson to learn from this. If anybody's listening, right? If you want to get something done
Yeah.
for yourself and you're busy, you have to make the time for it. So that's what I did. And at that time, they were looking for a front desk person. And I was like, that's perfect. I'll start working at the front desk. It's my first job back being sober. My son is just starting preschool. And then from there, my boss at the time was like, I feel like you'd be a really good coach. Do you want to intern? So that's kind of like where that started. I started interning in the gym. Then I got certified in nutrition, started learning about that, certified personal trainer, all that stuff. Worked there for 4+ years in person. And then I started online in 2020 when COVID happened. So that's kind of like the shortened
Yeah.
version.
Wow. So fitness quite literally, I mean, obviously paired with your AA meetings and the support
Yeah.
through that whole system, but it gave you a new outlet and
Mhm.
probably saved your life, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Fitness has been such an instrumental part in my journey. And I always am fascinated when I find other people where it enters their life and then
Hmm.
completely changes it. I was suffering from depression for 10 years and I thought like I've got to figure this out. And
Hmm.
fitness when you're done working out, it's just like you have this endorphin rush and I
Yeah.
too took it to the extreme. You're running, I was bodybuilding. I'm like, "Oh, this is such a good rush, right?"
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
that dopamine.
the dopamine.
Hmm.
It's a healthier outlet, but it can also, have its
Yeah.
downfall too. So through your journey with sobriety and moving your way through fitness, you obviously started a little bit later in life, your fitness
Hmm.
journey, right? It wasn't like you
Yeah.
were doing this,
Yeah. I
out the
was
womb like some
42.
people are.
Yeah.
42, right?
42. Yeah.
Yeah. How was that getting started at 42? Because I know a lot of women probably come to you and they're just
Hmm.
getting started at that age and they think they're too old. And
Hmm.
oftentimes that's a barrier for them.
Yeah.
What was the thought
I,
process there? Or did you not
I
really
didn't
think too
even, I
much?
didn't think about my age. I think because I wasn't in social media or I wasn't scrolling. And I think people are more into age and all crazy shit now because they're comparing and they're on the internet too much. Like
Yeah.
age wasn't even a thought process for me. Blaming my hormones, although was, but I never thought I was too old to like do something. But I did
Mm,
blame my hormones for my belly and not being able to lose fat. Meanwhile, I was drinking a bottle of wine like every other day and, eating like an asshole. So I know it's like, I know the correlation, right, of holding yourself accountable and actually not holding yourself accountable. And I did
yeah.
both.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that, I know I see this come up because I watch your stories and I love, your strategy because it feels very calculated, which I have like the creator and the selfish like creator in me has questions there that we might get
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know you get this question a lot too, which is like, do you have to give up drinking? And I know you obviously have your experience with your sobriety and that really weighs on your choices. But when you have women coming to you with that question, like, what is your instinctual reply to this? Because I get
And
it too. I have one
yeah,
actually
it's
sitting in my
it's
inbox right now.
tough. It's tough because if you have to ask that question, I think you're probably already drinking too much.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Someone that drinks a glass or two of wine a month or whatever is not going to have that question at the top of their mind.
agreed.
So,
Agreed.
and it's like, okay, do your actions match your goals? How do you want to feel? Like, you have to understand that this is something that's not going to make your fat loss journey easier. It's actually going to make it harder if you plan on drinking like more than the normal average person. And I see this in our coaching. And so it's not something that I'm like not new to. Like coaches will come to me, and it's a really big problem with women in their 40s. We have women that have cancer diagnoses that are struggling to quit drinking. And it's all intertwined with the husband and not wanting to miss out and wanting to make sure that he's happy because he likes to drink. And I think a lot of women are not thinking of themselves and they're still living for other people, right? So this is a
Mhm.
really challenging time in your life where you're going to need to figure out like what the fuck you want, how you want to feel, and forget about what anyone else is wanting you to do because you're menopausal. You want to be healthy, you want to feel good, and bringing alcohol into your life is just pouring gasoline on a fire.
It really is. I mean, especially over 40, it's so
Yeah, it's like,
so terrible.
why?
Yeah, I mean,
Everything feels like shit.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, I owned a personal training studio for almost 20 years. And so one of the biggest things was that women would come in and they're like, oh, well, I only have a few drinks on the weekend. And then we go out during the week and it's like a couple drinks. And I'm like, add up how many drinks that really is. That's like 10
Hmm.
drinks plus a week. And then their
Right.
eyes are just like saucers because they realize like, oh, okay, this is
Yeah.
definitely more than probably I should be partaking in for me to, not only just their fat loss results, but just the reality of like health and longevity more than anything.
Yeah. And think about a lot of these women are on antidepressants, pharmaceuticals, and HRT, and you're wanting everything to be optimal, right? Well, how's
Exactly.
adding alcohol and then feeling like shit being optimal?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not. It's not.
I hate that word, but to throw that in there because everyone wants to
Yes.
be optimal.
Right. And I feel like it's like the standard for what optimal is forever moving target. I don't think,
Right.
I don't think any, even the experts really have this down. What are you currently fired up about? Because you get fired up about some
Mm.
shit and you just like rant and then it's like 15 stories long and we are captivated the entire moment because we want to know what the fuck is going to come out of Beth's mouth. So, what fires you up right now? Because I know what fires me up and it's like, everybody running to GLP-1s for the answer to all their
Oh God.
problems.
I think
So,
the menopause, all the menopause grifting and the fear around menopause and all the women that are feeding into the victimhood of the menopause, like making menopause like their entire identity. And I am speaking from a place of someone that's going through it right now, right? Like I am like dealing with
yeah,
having to go up and down on my HRT and getting blood work. I'm dealing with allergies and night sweats but I'm still doing the fucking thing. I'm still going to the gym, I'm still
yeah,
walking, I'm still making sure I'm eating adequate protein and fiber and I'm not drinking and it's just frustrating when women just get so caught up in the fear of it all they don't do anything and then they feel like
mhm,
shit. And it's like
yeah,
I'm not telling you to become a bodybuilder, but you can do simple things like take a walk, go do something for yourself. It's that kind of thing. They're getting caught up in like, what if it's this and it's that? It's like, so what? You still have control. Control what you can, and then talk to your
yeah.
doctor about the other stuff.
Right. I think the just in general, the lifestyle factors that you need to actually see results are so
Hmm.
like I don't think that that's valued enough a lot, especially in that
Right.
like menopause perimenopause community because I have a lot of it too, right? Like I'll be 50 here in a couple of years, so it's like
Uh,
I'm seeing this more and more and I'm hearing about it more and more, and a lot of this, the symptoms of menopause and perimenopause can be managed very, very well with lifestyle factors.
oh yeah,
But a
yeah.
lot of times the women that come to me are just already like they haven't been doing the lifestyle factors and then they want to
Hmm.
blame it on the menopause. And I'm like, you got to go back to square one. You have to set the foundation and then
Yeah.
include something like HRT. Like when in your journey did you start like getting into taking care of hormones on that level, like your HRT?
Actually, not until I was, let me see, I'm 53. I just started HRT, to be honest, in October. So just fairly
Okay.
recently. I was taking birth control for a couple of years, which I was taking estradiol. What is it called? Like the mini pill that you continually
Mm-hmm.
take through your period. So I haven't had a period for a few years. So I don't even know if I'm postmenopausal yet, to be honest. And my doctor's
Mm.
like, you probably won't even know. Because I went straight from the
Okay.
birth control to the HRT, but I haven't had a period. So I probably am postmenopausal, but I still deal with like the hot flashes. And I went to HRT because I was like, I feel like my birth control is just not doing it for me anymore because I started feeling nauseous and I was like, I don't like this. And my doctor's like, yeah, let's get you off and start HRT. So I've been dabbling with different doses since October. So this has been
Right.
an ever fucking going thing.
Trust me, girl, I've been on it
you know
for years and it's
so it's
still,
like
I'm like, had a period, and then 2 weeks later had another period. I'm like, this is just, but for
oh
me, I feel like because it manages a lot of the symptoms, like I'm not waking up at 3 a.m. wired. I'm
yeah.
not waking up and having to change my clothes because I'm like covered in sweat, right? Those
Hmm.
symptoms are gone. And now we're just trying to dial in the other stuff.
Yeah.
But why do you think women are so resistant to exploring this option? Because I find it alarming when I've done online coaching for years as well. And
Hmm.
they go to they're like, well, I went to my family doctor and my family doctor says everything looks fine. And I'm like, yeah, but they're just like testing basic ass shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they aren't really educated. I have a lot of doctor friends that are like, yeah, they don't teach us this stuff. Like that's additional learning
Yeah.
you have to go for.
Yeah. I think where are you speaking for menopause? Like I there if you go to menopause.org, anybody, you can find a menopausal provider near you. That's how
Okay.
I
Oh,
found my doctor.
that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so menopause.org. And you can like put in your zip code and then they'll show you the menopausal providers in your area. And so I
All right.
was lucky to
Awesome.
find one who's been like listening to me and she will answer like my messages and see, what is it,
That's
my
great.
chart. So yeah, it's just finding one that will listen to you. And most likely it's going to be an OBGYN or a gynecologist, not your family physician.
Right. Right. And I think too, even, women are still like embarrassed to talk about this stuff
Yeah.
because they'll be in my DMs and they're like, well, I didn't really know how to tell my doctor. I'm like, trust me, they've heard it all,
Yeah, right?
you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be, your own advocate. You shouldn't have to suffer. And I feel like a lot of women do suffer. And I mean, I guess that it makes sense because, you're like, I don't have time to book that doctor appointment. I'm so busy. I'll book it next week. And then the week, I'm speaking for myself, right? And I'm just like having hot flashes, like I need to call my doctor, knowing I need to deal
Yeah.
with it. And then a month or
Right.
two will go by, and I'm like, what are you doing? Get on the
Yeah.
phone. It's so easy to make an appointment. So you just have to do it to
Yes,
make an
exactly.
action step, right? We're
Yeah.
all
Got to
guilty of
move your
it.
feet. Totally,
Yeah.
totally. In your experience with just fitness in general, I know you've been coaching obviously for quite some time. You see a lot of women. What do you think they should focus more on? Like, if you were just going to say, like,
Mhm.
these handful of things would make such a significant difference if you truly focused on them, what would, in your opinion, what would those be?
Strength training, walking, eating more whole foods and not like fucking Quest bars and all like actually eating a good breakfast, right?
Right.
So many
Real
women, it's like,
food.
I do better when I don't eat breakfast. Do you really? Do you really?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're probably overeating at night. Any fitness person, anyone who's an athlete is eating fucking breakfast. So you got to think of yourself like an athlete. What would an athlete do? They're not going
Yeah.
to skip breakfast. They're not going to drink just coffee. They're going to have a fucking meal like oatmeal and banana and some protein, right? That's you because you're an athlete. But you
Yeah.
have to start envisioning yourself as someone that is strong and that is someone that you want to become. So like strength training, proper nutrition, and literally getting outside, stress management, like the simplest stuff that you think is boring is going to save you.
Absolutely. What do you think they should focus less on? Like what
Oh
questions
God.
do you get? You're like,
Cortisol, inflammation, insulin resistance. Stop worrying about supplements. Instead of asking what you can buy, ask what you can do.
I love that.
What,
It's like so,
right?
so short and sweet, but it's exactly
I mean, how many
spot
people
on.
are in your DMs? What kind of supplement should I use for this? What are you walking? Like, what are you strength training? What does that look like? It's like no, everyone wants to purchase something because they think that's actually taking the action step they need, but that's not
Yeah.
doing shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are you having a lot of women ask you about GLP-1s? Because I get this question a lot just in
You
the
know,
whole
I
realm of fat
don't, which
loss.
is actually interesting. Probably because I'm very vocal about it.
Okay, makes sense.
Because that I feel like that's something that women need to talk to their healthcare provider about. But I also think a lot
Mhm,
of women are asking about it when they aren't even looking at their daily habits.
mhm.
I think there's a fine line of someone that just needs to get their shit together and stop doing yo-yo dieting and actually start to become a normal eater rather than going to a GLP-1 because they are not obese.
Correct. Yeah.
A lot of women, maybe 20, 30 pounds, even 40 pounds to me. You need to heal your relationship with food, stop doing Weight Watchers, okay? Strength train and eat like a fucking normal person because you're starving yourself, you're under muscled, and you're not active.
I love that. It's
Yeah, I could go on, right?
a
But it's
a
just
hundred
like,
percent.
my God,
Yeah.
I think about myself and I've kept off 50 plus pounds for probably 8 years now. And I would not be where I am today if I was on a GLP-1 because that Beth back then was disordered as fuck. and she would have
Mm-hmm.
went right to the GLP-1. She wouldn't have healed her relationship with food or her yo-yo dieting or her ortho or any of it,
Mm-hmm.
and then where would I be
Yeah.
now? It's like, what, still taking it? Probably not, probably off of it and still being a drunk. And then, being like
Yeah.
having osteoporosis or something,
Right, right. But I
you
think what you
know?
said was is so important because that's so overlooked. And I think again, GLP-1 has now become like, do you remember Dexatrim?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
seeing that in my mom's purse, Dexatrim.
Dexatrim. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
that's a
Yeah.
blast from the past. But yeah, I think GLP-1s, there's always something, right? Like you and I
Right.
both know, like in the health and fitness industry, there's
Yeah.
always something that's like, oh, this is the new shiny thing. And people don't want to lay down the foundation. So if you were to look back at the Beth before that lost the weight versus the Beth now, aside
hmm
from the alcohol, what do you think the biggest changes were? Like, obviously you started your fitness journey, but when it comes to like
hmm
your diet, for example, like how are you behaving with your diet and, your nutrition before versus now? Because you and I both know a lot of people think exercise is the golden ticket, but then they're
Yeah.
shoving a bunch of shit in their face and they're like, well, I
Yeah.
eat pretty good. I'm like, what does that even
Right.
mean?
That's what I said today. I was like, I eat so healthy. I eat pretty good, but I'm not losing fat. Well, what does pretty fucking good mean? Like, tell me.
Yeah,
You don't know what pretty
exactly.
good means.
Exactly.
Oh, you mean like a lot of rice, a lot of avocado? Because that's what I was doing. And I didn't realize I was over consuming healthy foods until I measured
Yeah.
it, right? And weighed it.
It, mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's an eye opener.
Oh, a huge eye opener that a lot of people won't take the time to actually do because it's work, right? It's tedious. And
hmm
then if they're out and about, well, oh, well, I didn't get to measure it. So they're just like, oh, well, I'll start tomorrow or, the diet starts
Yeah.
Monday. That's still a thing.
Yeah.
But your day-to-day nutrition, like, did it
hmm
change significantly for you? I'm assuming it had to.
I've always been kind of like a health freak, but not because I was an alcoholic, but I would juice. I
Mhm.
was very into like I was crazy. An alcoholic who was organic, gave my husband shit for eating ice cream. I mean, the typical like hypocrite. And all
Yeah,
those people are in my DM. So it's like, I see you because you were me, you were me, you were me.
exactly.
And it's like I'm calling myself out, but I
Hmm.
could see it. But
Absolutely.
so I think really what changed was my portions,
Hmm.
because now I see from starting to weigh and measure what an actual portion size looks like. And a portion size of rice is a lot different than what I thought it was.
Oh,
Peanut
yeah.
butter, so different. So I'm
Hmm.
more aware of my portions. And now I am not someone that eats chaotically anymore. Like I'm
Yeah.
consistently trying to figure out what I'm going to eat. I have a lot of repeat meals, and that has saved me. That
Mm.
has not only like helped me maintain my weight, but it's helped me like lose it to maintain it. And now my repeat meals are just an extension of what they were,
Yeah,
just a little bit more. And it just takes the decision fatigue away. A lot of
for
people just
sure.
eat chaotically and never know what they're eating. I don't know how much protein I'm going to get today.
Hmm.
Well, let's have some repetitiveness in there. I
Yeah,
don't want to eat the same thing. Well, you know,
that's the problem.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's not just because you have repeat meals doesn't mean there's not any variety.
for sure.
Switch out
For
some
sure.
vegetables or something. But
Right, right.
repeat meals, daily walking, and having a strength training routine, honestly, and a coach.
And being consistent. I mean, that's
Yeah,
really doing that
consistency.
rinse
Yeah,
repeat. Yeah. Do you still track macros or do you kind of do it
I
in
do.
like you do? Yeah.
I do because right now I'm doing we're calling it 2027 Snatch 2.0. Last
Okay.
year we did or the year before, last summer we did our bikini prep
Huh.
photo shoot stuff. So we're doing another one with some coaches on my team. So I've been in a build phase, lean gain since August of 2025. So I'll be in
Nice.
that phase until January. So I've been
Okay.
tracking macros to make sure I'm like getting enough carbs, and all that
For
stuff
sure.
for
Yeah, which
training
is
purposes. Yeah.
exactly when you have a hyper targeted goal, it's like
Yeah.
almost necessary. I have a
Yeah.
client right
I
now
have
who's
physique goals.
trying to
So,
do the same thing. Yeah, yeah. Which
that's what
there's
you do.
exactly. That's what you do. Shifting gears a little bit because
Yeah.
I've just watched your page grow and, just how you've evolved over time. And it's been so awesome to watch. When you started this whole journey, like where did you start to notice some traction in terms of like social media and really just seeing your like your Instagram take off, you have a
Mhm.
podcast, what else am I missing? You probably have a newsletter, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think, well, TikTok. I started on TikTok. So TikTok is where the majority of my followers
Ah,
are. I have like almost 800,000 over there.
that's crazy.
But I don't pay attention to TikTok like I used to. So
Um,
TikTok has gone through a lot of changes, and that's when I just now I post on TikTok, take the video, and I repost it to Instagram. So Instagram
oh,
has now become my main because it's more of a community to me because
okay.
TikTok, their DMs have never changed since 2020. So you can't send
Mm,
voicemails or pictures or anything. And community part in Instagram with the DMs is great because you can send
hmm
a voice message, you could send a picture or a video or anything, links, whatever. So I focus on Instagram a lot more in that aspect. But I think 2020 when I just started not giving a fuck about what people thought if I was swearing in my videos, that's when it kind of took off
And people,
because I felt so like I wasn't myself and I hated it. I was like, what am I doing? Like, because you're trying to figure out who you're going to be, and it's like, just be you.
totally,
You know what I mean? Like, how do I
right.
want to? I was paying attention to more of like what coaches were thinking of me or my mentors, and I was like, they're not purchasing from me, right? So
Yeah.
you're talk to the people that you want to talk to and that you want to help. So that's where how I kind of take it. That's why I'm just
And
like a lot
you're
of times I just don't give a fuck. It's like,
right. And I mean, people are sharing incessantly because they feel, they feel seen. And that's, I think, a huge part of your, what makes you so unique in this space is that you do lead with like, this is who I am, take it or leave it. And I'm sure there have been
mhm.
periods of times where you've posted something because this happens to me. And I'm like, I wake up and like 40 followers have decided to unfollow me. Right.
Oh
But
yeah.
then you're calling in other people who are like your real people because those
Yeah.
guys leave and the new ones come in.
Mhm.
Have you felt the impact of being yourself any like in a negative way where you feel like it has impacted
Mhm.
your business or just people are saying some hateful shit to you just because
I think only when I start talking about our government.
I could see that. I could see that.
I
Yeah.
gotta tell you, yeah. If I was to like bring up the Epstein files or something, that's when I get a flock of people like, "You should be just talking about nutrition," and I'm like, but my brain's gonna blow up. I did go
Right.
through a phase of that I actually, admittedly, I'm bummed I got like sucked in, because I did get into
Yeah.
like with a lot of the shootings and the ICE and all that stuff that was very overwhelming. And I think to
hmm
see that stuff consistently in your feed and to see someone be murdered and just like a lot of bad things could really get to your head. So
Sure.
I did like say some things on social media that I wish I just wouldn't have, honestly. I
hmm
lost probably like 12,000 followers.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? These people didn't like me anyway, or because I'm just
Yeah.
speaking about like life and like loving everybody and shit. So if you're going to be a
Yeah.
dink, then and act like that, then you're not on my team in
Right.
general.
You're not my
So
people.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this like the growth of your social media has had to have like changed, just your business. I imagine it's a
Hmm.
huge piece of your business because I know just in launches and things like that. Do you have like a social media strategy or is it just like I answer questions and then we do a launch and then this is like I'm so like fascinated by it.
Yeah, no, I don't have any social media managers. No one is telling me what to do on social media. It's just me. And then like I have a team of where am I now? Like 12 coaches. And we just have our Fit as Fuck one-on-one program and our Snatch by Next Summer, which is our next level kind of if you want to have like a photo shoot or something, the thing that I'm going through right now. We've created a program from it. And so I just have those two. And yeah, I give a lot of scholarships away,
It's great.
challenges. Yeah, I'm doing an 11-month scholarship giveaway for my 11-month sober anniversary. So that's
Oh,
how
that's awesome.
we get people in like that. And yeah,
Yeah. And so your strategy is I'm going to wake up. I'm just going to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about,
yeah.
pretty
That's how I've
much.
always done it. I never have ever planned a content piece. I literally, when I wake up in the morning, I have my coffee, I come in my office, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to talk about today? And sometimes I'm like, recently I haven't wanted to talk about shit, so it's been really short to me, stupid things that I say, or I've been reposting a lot. So yeah.
That's
I
it.
know.
So you're basically telling us to quit overcomplicating it.
Basically, yeah. Everyone overcomplicates social media. I've had people, have me talk to like groups of people to help them with social media. And it's like they're asking me all
Yeah.
these questions. Like, you guys just need to press record, literally, and talk. Because
Yeah.
it's that video that you press record and just yourself that's going to go viral. It's not the ones that you think over and over again that you edit or anything. It's just literally you come in here, you talk because you're talking to real people and they want to
Right.
talk to other real people. I think that's another thing is like people try too much that people want to talk to you like you're on FaceTime. Like I'm talking
Yes.
to my one of my best friends. I would talk to them exactly how I talk on social media.
That's awesome.
If they
And
were doing
that's,
something stupid, I'd be like, you're a fucking idiot. Why are you doing that? Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean,
it's
I
like
do it all the
with love,
time.
with love, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it makes perfect sense, right? I think it's social media, right? It's like you're
Yeah.
supposed to be social. And I know you oftentimes also talk about how you don't like promote brands and do any of
Oh
that
yeah.
stuff. Because I am sure, like, I broke up with my fitness personality basically and just like burned it all
Hmm.
down. And I was like, I'm so done talking about fitness for 20 years. It's a
Hmm.
huge part of my life and who I am. So I can't not talk about it. And I'm still
Right.
educating on it, but I'm done with coaching and all that. I just literally was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do it anymore. And so I know I'm getting brands in my inbox and they want me, to
Hmm.
promote stuff. And sometimes it's completely random. So I imagine there are brands reaching out to you
I
left
just
and
ignore them.
right. You do. No desire.
Oh, I have my partnership thing, and it's like I go no, 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 yeah, no desire, none. I worked
Yeah.
with First Form. I do work with Cured Nutrition. I do love Cured Nutrition. I've been working with them for like
Yes.
five years. But I worked with First Form, and I was like, is this what like working with a brand is like? Because let me
Mm,
just tell you, it's not all fucking cookies and unicorns and whatever the fuck you think it is. It's
mm,
them telling you what they need from you every month, right? If when they have a special, you got to promote. When and I am just like, no, I don't want to make a fucking video for that. And then they got to the point where they're like, we need to see your videos before you make them. You have to set. I said, no, done.
too many steps.
It's like I can't think like this. Like I don't want to promote your shit when you want me to promote it every fucking time. It's
Yeah.
just, and it's like you don't make that much.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you make a percentage of what you sell. So if you're not selling, you're not making anything. So what's the point?
Hmm.
It's like
Hmm.
I don't need this extra stress.
Yeah, I mean, and you have like you have a fantastic brand that is obviously doing well with coaching, and you have a well-oiled machine, and you have
Yeah.
coaches, and you're making a huge impact. So I think that's amazing. And, your people love you. You have a cult like following. So
Oh, thanks.
yeah, it's awesome. How would you feel your personal like work-life balance is?
That's a good question, considering I was just ranting about how I worked all weekend.
Because I feel like, I don't know about you, but I feel like for me, because it's like I love this shit and I love, I just love
Yeah.
communicating with people and all that. And it doesn't sometimes feel like work. My daughter also, she's in the fitness industry. We were just talking about this that like I could easily work like 14 hours a
Hmm.
day and it just be like normal, right? Because you're like on
Yeah.
your phone and I'm like, well, I'm not working because I'm not on my laptop, but yes, I'm fucking
Hmm.
working. I'm totally,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm the same. I love what I do. I could work all day and all night, but that's where it's like I have to cut it off, because my husband's like,
Yeah.
let's go, but at the same time, it's like, oh my God, I love it.
It is. Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
this weekend I was writing a webinar that I was doing on Monday, like a menopause webinar. So I was writing it
Mm,
the entire weekend, and my husband's like, "What do you?" I'm
yeah.
like, "I got to do this." And it's also, the bigger you business gets, the busier you get, and the more I'm having to try to
Yeah.
figure out how to manage my family work
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's, yeah, I don't know. When you figure it out, let me know.
I will.
Let me
The good
know.
thing is working from home and being able to shut it off for a minute if I have to, but also I'm still
Yeah.
not shutting it off up here.
Right.
It's consistently like, bzz.
Yeah. Yeah. So can you walk me through like a typical day for you? Like you wake up, like what's your day in the life of Beth? Like if you
Day in the
had just
life. Oh
like
gosh.
an average day for you.
average day would just be getting up, let's see, making my coffee before water. I had to have that in. Coffee
Yeah,
before water, come in my office, and I do get ready after I get up immediately before coffee. So I either
you
take a
do.
shower, do my hair and all that stuff. Because if I
So you're not like
don't,
walking around in a robe and just like
no,
chill.
I
Okay.
don't know when this started, but it has helped me not sit around in a robe all day and actually get to the gym and all that stuff. As I've had to create this regimented, I should say, not even it's like just something I do now, routine,
Yeah.
so I can get everything done that I need to. So I get up, I get ready, then I have my coffee, I come in my office and I will talk on my stories, think about what I'm going to make for content, make my content, answer emails, make my pre-workout, at my son's breakfast, and then head to the gym. That's probably like 8:30ish, 8:30, depending. Go to the gym, and then I immediately grocery store, and then of course I come home, have my post workout, and then that's when like the work starts. I'll either be on podcasts, be doing podcasts, meetings, team
Yeah.
meetings. We have power hours. I'll hop into, our power hours, or if we have a webinar that night. So I'm kind of just doing stuff like that because I don't
Hmm.
personally coach anymore. I'm now like coaching my team. So
Love it.
the
Yeah.
coaches coach, and I've had to, which has been it's been a weird transition in the beginning of doing that because I was like going from
Hmm.
coach to boss, but still coaching because I'm like doing the bigger coaching now. Like we're doing challenges
Hmm.
that I run and I'm coaching in there. And so it's not like one-on-one anymore. It's like
Hmm.
it's all over the Beth Feraco business. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you feel like you got friction from your like one-on-one clients when you weren't doing one-on-one anymore? Was that difficult for you to
It was a
transition?
weird in the beginning, in the very
Hmm.
beginning, because I was just known as the face of my business, and then I
Yeah.
couldn't do it alone anymore, or else I wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to grow. So then I had one of my friends that I used to coach with here, who moved to Wisconsin. He was my first like online coach with me, and then I needed another person, and then everyone that's been on my team has been with me since basically the beginning, except for a few that have I've hired because some have had to leave, which has only been a couple. So like even my
Yeah.
sales team has been with me for a long time. My business partner is actually the boss that owned the gym that I got started at.
Oh, how
So
funny. Wow. Full
yeah,
circle moment.
he is basically my right hand man. He has helped
Hmm.
me with all the systems and all that stuff. So he's basically
Yeah.
helped me set up my business to grow.
I
And
mean,
he's like the one of my best friends. I've known him for like a decade. Like I
yeah.
gotta admit, like without his help, I would not be here today because he's been able to
Mm.
do what I couldn't because I fucking suck at
Yeah.
tech. You know what I'm saying? Like all everything.
Right.
He's just like, and he still runs the gym here in Maine that I started at. So pretty
Wow.
cool.
So how big is your
I know.
team?
I have probably 30 employees.
Wow, that's
I know.
insane.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's congratulations to you. I
Yeah.
mean, you've come so far. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah. But
Yeah, for
I
sure.
always say I got into fitness because I was so passionate about it and I loved it. And no one
Hmm.
taught me how to run a business, right? Like I was just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like I'm just,
I
we'll
know.
figure it
Oh
out,
my God, I know. Tell
And
me
then
about it.
I had a team of like 15 at one point, and I'm like, what is even happening? Right. It was a lot, but it allows you to do what you're here to do, like be the brand and
Yeah.
deliver
I'm
the
able to help more
message.
people with the people
Yeah.
because a lot
Yeah.
of the coaches that are on my team are just an extension of me, and I've
Hmm.
either went to school with them or have been part of a mentorship with people that I completely trust. Like I don't know if you're
Yeah.
familiar with Casey Jo Orvatis, who has HMCC, which is the health
Mm-hmm.
mindset certification course. She
Okay.
has this really amazing mindset course that a lot of my
Ah,
coaches have taken, which I was a part of. So I've met some of them from there a while
that's
back.
awesome. That's awesome. Sounds
Yeah,
like you have a solid team. That's great.
I
Well,
do.
I know, yeah, that's you have to, right? With the size of business that you're running for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you have some things coming up. I would love to share with my audience because now I tell them I have nothing fitnessy to sell you. So you hit up Beth for all the fitnessy things. But what do you have kind of on the horizon coming up that's fitness related that might be useful
Ooh.
for my listeners? Yeah.
Well, I will be doing an 11 month coaching giveaway for my
Okay.
11-month sober anniversary, which is, be starting to announce that within the next week or so. And we will
Mm,
be announcing the winner on my August 21st sober anniversary. So that's happening
fun.
before that. And then we
Okay.
do like our consistency challenges, which our next one starts September 6th, where we just
Okay.
basically help you with your healthy habits and being consistent with that, because that is how you start results, right? A lot of
Yeah.
people struggle with consistency. So,
Hmm.
yeah. And
That's
then I have
awesome.
my Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt podcast. New episode comes out every Friday.
Great. Do you guys cover just kind of like a broad variety of topics, or
Yeah,
how do
all
you plan
kinds of
your?
like
Okay.
we also don't plan our I we've
I
been
get it. Trust
podcasting
me.
for probably, I think this is our fourth or fifth year. And we have gone through a period of not having guests for a while. We were doing a lot of guests and we just got kind of burnt out.
Same.
Because if you continuously, there's a lot, there's a lot of
Yeah,
work that goes into you. Okay, I
for
gotta
sure.
look and see like about this guest, and
Yeah,
if it's a guest I don't
absolutely.
know about and he does, I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta figure out who this person is. And so our lives got a little bit busy, and we're like, just
Mhm.
talk. And so we've just been doing those kind of podcasts recently.
That's awesome. And where can
Yeah.
everyone find you in terms of your sites
Um,
and social media and all that fun stuff?
Beth Feraco Fitness on
Okay, we'll
TikTok and
link it all up
Instagram,
too.
and yeah, Beth Feraco Fitness everywhere.
Yeah, easy enough, easy enough. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you would like to share as a message to women in general, over 40, and anyone who might be just searching for health and fitness information?
I think people need to stop getting in their own way. Stop getting in your own. What I want to say? Stop getting out of your own way. Is that how you say it?
Stop
Get
getting in
it.
your own, get
Stop
out of the
getting in your
damn
own way.
way.
Yes, get out of your. I can't even say it right. What a great ending. Get out of your own fucking way. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Get out of your own
Oh,
fucking way. And that could look
yes.
like so many things, but
I know.
oftentimes we stew too much on the what ifs and what should I do and should I do this and it's just fucking take some action.
Just
Like
do it.
do some,
Yes.
yeah,
Thank
do
you.
some
Yes.
things.
That's
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, this was lovely. It was so nice to get to have like a conversation with you, get to know you better, and just, kind of hear the inner workings and behind the scenes of what you've built. So thank you so much. I
Thanks.
appreciate
Thanks
that.
for having me.
Yeah. Well, I will link everything up in the show notes for everybody listening. And, everyone needs to go follow you because it is literally the best way to start your day is
Thanks.
listening to stories. So thank you again. And yeah, we'll catch up on socials. I appreciate
Sounds
you.
good. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye, Beth.
Bye.